what was happening there?
So I was, when you go into the bowling alley, there's a right side and there's a left side. The right side is where we hold our practice. First 4 lanes when you walk in. That's where the majority of my bowling kids were. I just happened to be on the left side this one night, facilitating a pre-post bowl session where kids can make up for games that they missed,
Okay.
or bowl for games that they're gonna miss.
And then what happens?
I hear the loudest pop I've ever heard in a bowling alley, and it was unnatural. I've been in bowling alleys my entire life. It was unnatural. I knew it immediately. Thank God that this guy was having gun malfunctions.
You pretty sure about that, huh?
I'm
Because
100% confident. When I looked around the corner, he was facing me at 30 feet, and he was racking his gun.
There's only 2 reasons you're doing that, right? You're
Either reloading,
Right.
or you're trying to clear the chamber.
Trying to clear jam.
So either way, that's a moment of let's go.
Right. And were you able to get any eye contact with him or to watch any of his movements?
I saw nothing but neck down and long gun. And the first words out of my mouth were shooter, shooter, and follow me. And there just happened to be a huge curtain where they have their candlepin lanes shut down. I saw that curtain as cover. I said, follow me. Half of my group followed me. The other half of my group froze and barricaded in a corner. From that exit door that I got everybody out of, I stood there and continued to watch into the building because that shooter was either going to continue my way, walking towards that group, and this could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
This could have been a lot worse, Chris.
I mean, look, there's no way to put the right words to how horrible this is for the victims involved, all the families in this community. There's no question. But that is, you heard me, one of the questions I have, because he obviously got the weapon functioning again, right? Because he went to another location, unless he had another weapon. But a guy with that kind of weapon and that kind of ammo and that kind of training, where a place can't get away and they don't have anything to defend themselves, could have been, complete.
Right.
Did you see anybody get hit? Did you see where he seemed to be aiming or how he was doing it?
I didn't, but what I do know is that he was calculated. This wasn't a sprayer. This was a pow, 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 pow. He's putting a dot on somebody.
And you don't have any sense, though, of he was looking for specific people versus this was just a place with a lot of people?
I don't believe.
At the time.
I don't believe so.
I
think we were both trying to,
Just get
take
out.
care of our people and get out.
No, you did the right thing. I mean, you really did the right thing. Yeah. Did you see anybody who was injured on the outside or any part of that scene?
There was one little girl and her mom that was running with. Luckily, I had my phone, so I had the flashlight, and it looked like she either cut herself really poorly on her leg, which tore her pants, or she had a little bullet hole in her leg. So we walked her over to the ambulance, and she got in the ambulance. And then there was an older woman that was bowling that she was having some chest problems, so we were comforting her.
When I re-entered the alley, as I said, I was looking through that door, expecting to see him continue. A minute or so passed. That I didn't hear any action. I didn't hear anything happening. And I had a good buddy that was in that group on lane 17, barricaded in the corner. I yelled his first initial, D, and I didn't hear anything. I waited a few more seconds, and I yelled again, full name, Dylan. And he said yes. I said, are you good? He said, yeah. At that point, I really wasn't concerned with the threat. I made my way back in, and as soon as I got to that original corner that I had looked down, there was bodies. There was bodies, and the owner of the facility, who I know and I'm close with her husband. Great people. They brought our bowling alley back to life for us. I saw her running from the front entrance back into the building. The door was locked. It was secure. I felt no threat. At that point, it was who here is savable.
Is anybody savable?
Not a lot. Not a lot.
Anybody talking to you today after this about why they think this happened?
I think every single person's wondering why it happened.
Yeah.
Anybody seem to know anything?
It's 4.3 million speculations.
Yeah.
You know, and as much as I want the police force to empty every single round that they have into his chest, I think we all almost want him to give some sort of an answer, but there's not going to be one answer he gives that's going to make sense for any of us. So at this point, let's just get it done with. You know, he needs to go away.
What does that aspect do to your head and your heart that he found a way to evade them this long? You think it's just about the area?
Like you said, it's a rural area, and if you know your surroundings and you're familiar with this area, you can get around.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.